Hi, my reading friends. This is Sarah. Today I'm going to read the story, How Does Your Garden Grow? Let's join Pooh and his friends as they learn new things. So you can see Winnie the Pooh's here. He seems to be watering some plants. And there is Rabbit standing. And there is a basket with apples and carrots. And little Roo is there with some flowers in his hand. And there on the fence, you can see little Piglet. There's a buzz in the air, said Pooh happily. And buzzing means honey. So he followed the sound, hoping it would lead to a hive. Instead, it led to Rabbit's garden where everyone was admiring his vegetables. Rabbit asked Piglet, how does your garden grow? Rabbit answered with a little song. I've hoed and I've seeded, I watered and weeded, then added some sun, the warmish tide, and now my garden's big and ripe. So what all do you see in the garden? There seems to be carrots, there are cabbages. Yes, so all his friends are admiring Rabbit's work. What a fantastic song, said Tigger excitedly. But what does it mean? It means my hard work has finally paid off, said Rabbit proudly. Come inside and have some homemade vegetable soup. Watching the bees through the window, Pooh got an idea. If I planted a flower garden, perhaps the bees might visit me. And where there are bees, there is honey. So suddenly Pooh's getting an idea. Even he wants to have a garden. I suppose, said Rabbit, but growing a garden is a lot of work and it takes patience. That's okay, Rabbit, said Pooh. It'll be easier on my fluff and stuff than climbing trees for honey. Have it your way, said Rabbit, smiling. Good luck. I can almost hear the bees buzzing, said Pooh, as he scattered seeds around his house. He waited and watched all afternoon, but no flowers grew. Pooh knew there were lovely flowers growing in his thinking spot. He decided to visit them to see if he could figure out how they grew. So there you can see this is Pooh's thinking spot. He's sitting there and he's looking at all the lovely flowers and he's wondering, how do these flowers grow? The next day, everyone came by to see how Pooh's garden was coming along. I'm afraid I don't have a green thumb, said Pooh sadly, just a sticky paw. Well, Pooh, there is a science to gardening, said Rabbit. Let me show you how it's done. Rabbit explained the first thing needed was a sunny spot. So first, you need a sunny spot. How about here? Asked Pooh, standing by his kitchen window. Stupendous, said Tigger. Rabbit asked Roo, why do plants need sun? Excellent question, said Rabbit. The sun gives plants energy which they need to grow. Secondly, you need to dig holes like this, said Rabbit. Everyone pulled his hoe across the ground and scooped out some soil. Now drop in the seed and cover it with the soil you scooped out. Can we plant some seeds in my sandy pit? Asked Roo hopefully. I'm afraid they wouldn't grow well there, Roo, said Rabbit. You see, dark soil like this has food that the seeds absorb and that helps them to grow, just like I need carrots and Pooh needs honey. At that, Pooh sighed happily. The bees should be buzzing by soon, he said. So there, Pooh's getting his own garden and all his friends are helping him. Now everyone pat the soil down firmly, Rabbit instructed. Tigger bounced on his house these long years, he shouted. That will do, Tigger, said Rabbit quickly. He explained that a plant's roots reach out through the soil, taking in food while holding the plant in one spot. Like those tooting roots on Pooh's house, observed Tigger. Exactly, said Rabbit. Do you know what else roots do? They all shook their heads. When it rains, they drink in the water. So the roots drink in water, Rabbit explained. Rabbit, said Piglet a little shyly. I believe that's because plants get thirsty. So maybe plants too get thirsty. Tremendous observation, Piglet, said Rabbit. Every living thing needs water to survive. That's the third step. I'll get some water, Roo volunteered and bounced to the stream nearby. When he returned, Rabbit told him to water the ground until it was damp but not too wet. I suspect flowers get as thirsty as thistles, said Eeyore, having discovered that after a few good rain showers, his thistle bushes were bigger and tastier. So the rains were making the plants grow. Where are the centiferous nose ticklers? Asked Tigger, looking around. Yes, added Roo, we found a sunny spot, dug holes and watered, but nothing's happening. Pooh suddenly looked worried. Bother, I suspect the bees won't be buzzing by today. What gives long ears? Asked Tigger. Now you have to wait and wait some more, said Rabbit. Waiting's what Tiggers do best, Tigger interrupted. Then he thought a minute. Actually, waiting is the one thing Tiggers can't do at all because Tigger has to keep hopping around. Well, there are some things you can do while you wait, said Rabbit. So Rabbit's very wise. There are things you can do while you wait. Like what? Asked Pooh. The fourth step. Helping nature along like I do, answered Rabbit. Let's go back to my garden and I'll show you what I mean. Everyone followed Rabbit home. When they got to his garden, he asked if anything looked out of place. So he's looking at his garden. Is anything out of place? All I can see are weeds, said Eeyore. Not that I expected to find anything good. When you find weeds in your garden, said Rabbit, you pull them out so your vegetables and flowers have plenty of room to grow. You must also keep the ground damp, Rabbit continued, and humming a cheerful tune helps. After all, everything grows better when someone cares about it. Most of all, be patient. If you do all those things, you should see sprouts or baby plants in a few days. So now Rabbit had told all the steps. So you can see how Pooh is watering the ground. Each day, Pooh and his friends did just as Rabbit suggested. As they waited and wondered what was happening underground, Pooh sang a cheerful tune to pass the time. Sunlight and raindrops on every row help to make your garden grow. Weed a bit and hum a tune. Honeybees will buzz by soon. A few days later, the most wondrous thing happened. A single pansy poked its head through the ground. It looked like it was smiling up at Pooh, which tickled his heart. Pooh was so happy to see that single pansy. Over the next few days, Pooh hummed some more and weeded and watered, just as Rabbit had advised. Soon after, more sprouts blossomed. First one, then 10, then the whole garden. Well done, everyone, said Rabbit excitedly. You did it. With your help, Rabbit, said Pooh. Thank you. The feeling of having grown something made everyone so happy. They planted flowers all over the 100-acre wood. See how beautiful it has become? But the best part for Pooh was all the bees that came to visit. And where there are bees, there will be honey. Pooh asked Rabbit, do you remember how your garden grew? Let's see, Pooh answered. My garden started with soil and seeds. Then I added water and sunlight. Oh, and lots of care too. So with so much care, Pooh has got a wonderful garden. Do you have a garden?